If you're sitting on your blanket, then bring it out beside you. So we're going to use it for the next shape. We're going to create a gentle back bend using the blanket. So I have it folded here. And so you're going to experiment with how much folding will create the sort of a back bend that feels okay with you. So I've done this a number of times, so I know that the blanket being in this position, that's sort of like about that thick, which is maybe about 2 inches thick, is good for me. But that might be a bit high. It just depends on what it feels like. So this is one of those shapes that you have to sort of try and then be willing to adjust. So you want it sort of in the top third of your mat, because you're going to lie on it. And the top of your shoulder blades are going to be along the top edge of the blanket. So once you have your first level that you're experimenting with, you can turn around and lay yourself down and try and get yourself settled so that your shoulder blades, the bottom of your shoulder blades, are along the top edge of the blanket. So this gives a lift to your rib cage. So as you lie down, you might find that first go is a good height for you. If it doesn't really feel like there's any kind of lift or any kind of very gentle back bend, you might sit up. Then you can fold your blanket in half again. But be mindful not to go for any sensation that's sort of too big right off the bat, because as you probably know, the sensation will increase as you're here. This is just meant to be a gentle opening. So we'll stay here for a couple of minutes. So make sure that your head is comfortable. If you like to have your head propped up a little bit, you might slide a pillow or a thin cushion underneath your head. You could have your legs out straight. I like to have my legs bent. This feels better in my low back and on my tailbone. So you decide what feels good for you. And then a number of positions with your arms will create different sensations in your shoulders. So you might experiment with your hands on your belly. Your elbows would be resting on the blanket. What does that feel like? And the next option would be cactus arms. So your elbows bent, elbows a little bit lower than your shoulders, palms facing up. And the third and final option would be reaching your arms overhead for opposite wrists or elbows. For me today, that feels a little bit too much, so I'm going to go back to option 2. So you choose based on what it feels like for you. Notice when your mind has wandered, and return to your breath. Notice how your breath moves your body, and if there's an opportunity for it to be a little bit deeper, a little bit wider. And what approach, what mindset do you need to bring in to allow yourself to be open to receive what you came to receive during practice? If you came for relaxation, there's a strong commitment to staying in the present moment. Because you might be staying in one position with your body and might be feeling some of the effects. But if your mind is running all over the place, even those things are happening in our minds, they still have an effect on our bodies. So to truly have the sense of relaxation in our bodies, we have to make a commitment to do all that we can to keep our mind focused and relaxed as well. And take another 3 full breaths. And then take your time to roll over onto one side. And lift yourself up from your blanket.